so Phoenixx and I, for probably the first time in 6 days, we're actually sitting down for at least 20 to 30 minutes. And we watched that show, and it was so fun and so hot. And you guys did such an amazing job. And I was so proud of the man behind the mask because I knew who it was the whole time. And it was just, it was great. It was beautiful. And I'm so glad that you did that, because that really set you on a new, you went, that was above and beyond, babe. I'm very proud of you.
Thank you so much.
Cool.
And you know what? And that was so out of my comfort zone. And I agreed to it a long time ago. Well, actually, it wasn't that long ago. But I agree. And I'm like, yeah, absolutely. I want to do this, but I think I need to do this because I need to have this be part of my journey and part of my development. And so I was very excited to do it. And oddly enough, I had zero nerves about it. I had zero, hesitation about it. And when I met her, she was so perfectly comforting and perfectly dominating that I was like,
you're like, I'm good. I'm
whatever.
be all okay.
Oh, I'm your puppy, baby. Whatever you want me to do.
He's been a puppy lately a lot. That
happened exotic in Miami.
That's a whole different event, a whole different story. But but I do, and so from there though, I don't want to cut that off because it really was amazing.
Powerful. Yeah.
Again, another thing, if you want to there's a couple of pictures on both of our Instagrams. We will post more as we get them. We have not gotten all the pictures, so we'll post more of those. I also want to say that I'm going to do a whole Instagram post with the pictures of the dungeon that we took on. We're going to talk about it in a minute on Saturday when we did the content creators, because we were able to take a lot of pictures with people in the dungeon who all approved of having their pictures taken. So you'll be able to see a whole video show of what our dungeon, our amazing, gorgeous dungeon looked like. Because on that night, Thursday night, this was really the coup de grace, the cherry on top of everything. We did our tastings night. So as I was going into after the amazing fetish feast that Tristan did with Mistress Glow, we then had our kink tastings night. And what that was is from 9:30 to 11:30, we brought in professionals who were there to help folks experience the kink, see the kink, feel the kink, or just watch the kink in any way that you wanted to be involved. And so we had folks doing rope. Phoenixx, actually, you did rope, along with two other fabulous guys. Thanks, guys, for helping out with the rope. We had folks that did, we had folks that did electric wand, traveling fool. Jay did our violet wand and 10's unit play.
Oh, yeah.
He was always busy. And then our own amazing Crimson and Tristan handled the sensation station.
The sensual sensation station.
Wolf, who was actually, again, the owner of Team Dungeon, and his partner, Nasa, they actually handled the whipping station. There was a whip. Wolf is very prolific with whips. So you could try, it was a 4-foot. And we had, was there anything else that I'm missing? I think there was impact.
Yep, there was spanking
and paddling.
Yep.
Yeah, so electric.
Yep.
The sex swing was open for play. So the tastings were amazing. That was where I walked around. So these two guys were doing the central sensation station. You were doing rope work. I was in charge of walking around and make sure everything was okay. It was one of the most amazing nights that I've had in a dungeon in a long time, and I didn't do shit. I stood there for 2.5 to 3 hours and just watched everybody else and the amazingness of what the dungeon was. And I could not have been happier or more excited. I told people to say that the evening met our expectations is an understatement, because I did not even know that it could go as amazingly well or as accepted. We had people down in a line down the hallway into the lobby. The place was packed. Every station was packed. We got amazing feedback of how they would love to do that every night. we'll see what we can do to have that happen. But it was Swinky's goal to bring kink in a place, in a space where everybody could love it and enjoy it in their own space and time. And I think we provided that amazingly well. And I think Crimson and Tristan provided that so well with your sensual kink station. I would like for you guys to talk a little bit more about what you did from the beginner side of things, because I really feel like what y'all did, which was introducing people to kink without pain.
Yes.
Right.
Yeah.
Really opened a lot of people's eyes to go, well, then I want to also try that, and I want to try that, and I want to try that. And so if I can do that, and it's not really painful, but there might be some sensations to it. It was all about the levels, and I think the sensation stations, and we had one other amazing lady who was also doing a sensation station towards the front. I don't even think you guys met her. But with the 3 sensation stations that were going on, it was the key to, I think, setting the tone. So do you guys want to talk about how...
So are you calling us a gateway drug to kink?
Gateway drug to kink.
If you don't think you're a gateway drug to kink, I mean, I don't... You finally admitted it. You're kinky. You're a kinky fucker. So, yeah. So let's talk about
So the
your
gateway drug worked on you.
Let's talk about your gateway into
look
this,
at you
because
now.
this is what you've been preaching forever, is how you're not kinky, but you like this stuff. And
So point taken, Phoenixx.
There you
I mean,
go.
yes. Yeah. So Mistress Glow made me basically admit to myself, oh, all right, maybe I am kinky.
yeah, flog the shit out of
Just
me,
plug the
Mistress
shit out
Glow.
of me, yeah. So Crimson and I, our thing is we really love sensual, soft play. And so whether it's the lighting, whether it's the music, whether it's the implements that we're using, we love sensual and soft. And so, for example, when I would play with a woman or, touch a woman or, at the station, I would use, so I love Chinese calligraphy brushes. I took Mandarin in college and I used to do Chinese calligraphy. And so I love using these brushes as a kinky implement. And so, but it's just a very sensual and soft brushing and touching and, and I do it in this rhythmic way. And
it's not any kink paintbrush. You have to order the right ones from Amazon.
They have to be the
won't
right ones.
work
Yes,
if they're the
yes,
right ones.
yes.
And I learned that lesson.
Yeah, but I also have these on our kink store merchandise, it's called the Tristan Phyre, which has like this bunny fur on a fur. And so
it is.
So I really love the soft stuff. And so, and also the kind of the scratchy stuff.
Yeah, I had the
Yeah,
Wharton
so
wheel.
the Whartonberg
I
wheels.
have I call them my Wolverine claws.
Yeah. Yeah. So these are the types of implements that we were using. Oh, and we have fibers that are made out of like parachute cords. And so it's not like,
Yes,
scary
you can do
stuff.
a light thing without it hurting.
Yes. And so I would like drape them down these, the women's backs and like up and down their thighs and along their bellies and around their breasts. And this was not sexual. And so every woman that, and same with you, with every man. So the way that we kind of divided our time, and we didn't realize this until it actually started happening.
Right.
We divided our time where I would work with the women and you would work with the men. And I would start every session by saying, this is sensual touch. This is not sexual touch necessarily. So I'm not going to touch you anywhere that you don't want to be touched. And you tell me all of your limits. And can I touch you here? Can I touch you there? It's going to basically focus on your neck, your ears, your back, so
Breasts,
well,
belly, all your body.
Yes,
Yeah,
exactly.
yeah.
And so we established limits and we established boundaries and and where I could stimulate, and it was sensual stimulation. It wasn't like hardcore sexual stimulation. And
Similar for you, Crimson?
Yeah. And something else we did was, I think everybody was blindfolded. We had disposable.
we offered that to everybody,
Yeah.
and
And
they
I think
all wanted it.
everybody wanted to be blindfolded.
Yeah.
That was
They
hot.
all wanted it,
Yeah.
which I highly recommend,
Yeah.
because if you're not used to being in a dungeon, if you're not used to being in a situation where there's a lot of activity going on, for me at least, it really helps to kind of eliminate the distraction, or at least cut down on the
And it helps you
distraction.
focus on your body, and you're not looking around.
Right. And you can focus on what's happening to you and the sensations that you're feeling. And so we did that for
It was
it was
what,
nonstop.
3 hours nonstop.
Yeah.
I don't even know how I did it standing in my boots, but
Your boots were amazing, by the way.
It was actually only 2 hours nonstop, but I'm going to tell you it felt like 3.
it
but
felt
there
like
you go.
3.
Yeah, you were sexy as yeah, you looked amazing. Yeah, we just had some amazing connection with people. We 2 of the women who came and for you, the men who came through were couples that we had previously connected with and that we had actually previously made dates with, and they just happened to come through.
Shut up, little.
Yeah, and so
little foreplay there.
so it was foreplay, yes, and
Organic.
Organic, yes.
You're welcome. Dungeons work.
yes,
That's
they
the
did.
bottom line.
Yeah, one of them, they came and we were just doing women. I really wanted to get the men involved in this because
That's
me,
exciting too.
It is exciting. And a lot of times men are the givers. They never receive anything. So I wanted to be able to have them have that feeling. So one of the couples, I talked the guy into like, let's go stand. We had, what was it called? The Texas Cross?
We
or
call it the
something?
Texas
Star.
Star.
Yeah.
Star of Texas.
Star
We call it the
Texas.
Star of Texas. But
So,
yeah,
and
it was one
then-
of the pieces of furniture. That
Yeah, then ended up I had all the guys on this on the cross, and then you had all the ladies on the massage table. And once we got a little system going, it worked out really well. But the guys loved it. The guys absolutely loved it. Gee, from Hump Day Quickies, they were standing over there, and I said, "You want to come over?" He said, "Yeah."
So I want to say,
Oh, yeah, go
I
ahead.
walk because I'm in charge of. I mean, I'm walking the dungeon the entire time. So you guys are doing all this stuff, and I probably did 100 laps. I walked back past G and Nessa and their crew multiple times, chatting with them and they just were in that same corner watching you guys for at least half an hour, if not 45 minutes.
So I finally got him to come over. And the funny thing is, I explained, I said, it's not going to be anything painful. And he's like, yeah, I'm not really into pain. He said, but I was watching what you guys are doing. He's like, I can do this kink stuff.
Never heard that before, have we?
Yes.
No,
Yes.
Tristan's not kinky, so
Right.
So we know we have one non-kinky person in our crowd.
Yeah. But the guys love, I know one thing I love to do is like put my my fingers in their hair, and they love that kind of, they got, and I did the claws, I did the,
So you put your fingers in G's hair?
no.
He may be a slightly not.
No, the ball guys love that.
Oh,
yeah, they do.
yeah.
They love.
Not a lot of
the
people
little-
touch it. Yeah, I'm sure.
Well, you also had them tied like with silk
Oh
scarves.
yeah, I tied them up
let's
on the
not
cross,
forget
which
that.
was that was hot.
Yeah.
We had
Yeah.
we had some silk ribbons or something, and so I tied nothing. I mean, they could get out if they wanted, but so
it's
just the
feeling.
feeling of being
Yep.
tied up, and just did things on them, and it was
So
hot.
my recollection was that he said for him that it was.
He said at some point he couldn't hear anything. Like the sound just went away, and he actually got a little dizzy, and I was just so excited. I'm like, oh my God. Like, I didn't find this out till later. But it's like kind of went into subspace a little bit. So I was like, yes.
Yeah.
I was excited.
And he was blindfolded, right?
And he was blindfolded.
Because we had talked earlier that day
Yep.
about blindfolding
Yep.
and how,
Yep. And then there was another gentleman, the same thing. He when I was done with him, he turned around. He was like speechless. He just like, went to his wife, and I thought that was cool too. So like,
Yeah. So for those of you who are on Kinky
yeah.
or have never experienced this, when I first went into subspace with the captain, my original play partner with Kink, and I said, oh my God, it was like I was in this place and it was so meditative and relaxing. And he said, you went to subspace? And I said, no, because I'm not a sub. So I could not have possibly gone to subspace. But I went to this really meditative, awesome, relaxing, out of my mind, out of body experience. And he said, that's subspace. And I said, no.
just define it differently.
No, because I'm not a sub, but I had this out of body experience. So I finally have relented into, yes, that is subspace. And it sounds like that's
That
what
when
he
they
had.
described what happened,
Yeah.
that's what it sounded like.
And
I was
so-
surprised, because sensation play is sexy and fun and hot.
I've never had sensation play take me to that place.
Yeah.
And so
it's a loud dungeon.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. And he said he
Dungeon
could,
music by our amazing dungeon music master here going on. There's probably 200 to 300 people
Oh, there's
in
so
the
much
room.
going
Yeah.
on.
So much going on, and he dropped into a meditative space where he heard nothing.
Yeah, that was powerful.
That is
Yeah.
insane.
Yeah. I was
That's
blown.
hot as
I was
fuck.
blown away. It was hot as fuck, and I
That
was
is the
blown away
power
by
of
that.
crimson.
The power of kink. We love the power of crimson. Yes, it's the power of kink.
Oh.
It's the power of Tristan.
And Tristan, like,
It's the
whispering
power of
sweet
Phoenixx.
nothings.
It's the power of Phoenixx when he does rope. Let's talk.
Oh, yeah.
We'll talk about his little rope work. It's the power.
Can I just-
Oh, yeah, yeah.
It's the. I'm not trying to belittle. I'm not trying to say it's not crimson. It's not Phoenixx. It's not Tristan. It's not me. That is why I was never going to do kink. And now we talk about it because it can totally open you up for experiences that you're not used to, and for those folks to experience that with you guys.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah, there were a few women, and again, I was not touching these women in a sexual way, but I was touching them in a sensual way that was completely consented to, and I was whispering in their ears, and
Because you're a whisperer.
And there were like more than one, and they were shaking, and I'm like, oh, she's going to have an orgasm, and I don't know that anybody did, but like there's one in particular that I was going to stop, but then I'm like, no, I'm going to keep going, and then the next woman up said, I'll have what she's having.
You had it when Harry met Sally.
I had it. Yes, I totally had it when here.
That is awesome.
Yeah. So that opened my eyes as well, because in the same way that Mistress Glow opened my eyes to the power of this, just being on the giving end of just very sensual, light stuff, but it's very powerful can be very powerful. So that was eye-opening for me in a different way. I had my eyes opened a lot this week.
I think that's really super cool.
Yeah, I agree.
Thank you both for joining us on the dark side.
With cookies.
Oh, we don't care. We just
Well, this is what Swinky Life is all about. It's about a spectrum. It's about finding your place in your space. And honestly, it changes from time to time. You might only be in a sensual mood, and sometimes you're in for a second.
You got to be versatile.
There's way more episodes about this coming up, but that was so hot because I want to say that was the experience throughout the entire dungeon, whether or not it was a sensation station, whether or not it was the rope station with you. Oh my God. The women that were tied were like almost orgasmic also from having the rope on their bodies. The flogging stations are dear friends who run, I will put their link in the show notes about they made me a flogger. Yum time.fun, I think is there. And I'm so sorry, you guys, that if I get your website,
beautiful flogger.
they make floggers. We had that flogger with us. I had that flogger with me, and to be able to, and they were there actually also helping out. They were fabulous and jumped in to help flog, and it was amazing watching them with other couples who have never tried anything like this, and they were fantastic. And it was just, the whole experience was, the idea is to open it up and to have a space for people to try things that they've never tried before. And I think not only did they take us up on it, they went one step further. Folks were like, not only I'm gonna try that, I'm gonna try that and that and that and that. And then the dungeon was packed for Friday and Saturday night as well.
Yes, it was.
And got a lot of use.